Hello guys and welcome back to Big Brother, and we're now in week 5, the big 5 week mark. We are well and truly into this competition, and I have to say, the further we get into this competition, the harder it is for these players to take a step out of line, because one wrong move lands you up on the block and gets you sent home. We saw that happen to Cedric last week. This guy genuinely volunteered to go up on the block and ended up packing his bags and heading home. That is how quickly things can change within a week. And in the Big Brother house, expect the unexpected. Anything could happen. And I have a feeling this week is going to go down in history as one of the craziest weeks ever. Just like last week was, and the week before that. And so far, every single week in this competition. So if you guys are enjoying, make sure to like, comment and subscribe, and let's get into the video because we have a lot to talk about. So I think it's probably best to start with, what was the plan for the eviction? We saw a lot of footage from during the eviction that we didn't actually get to see or properly listen into, because obviously it was kind of scrambling, it was live, the cameras weren't necessarily in the right places, we weren't focusing on the right conversations, but apparently a lot was happening that we didn't even realize. Apparently Brooklyn was going round to everyone being like, we need to get rid of Rubina, we have to, or we're screwed, we have to do this, we have to get rid of Rubina, vote to save Cedric, right? Vote to save Cedric, yeah? And then she went up to Rubina and went, oh, I'm really sorry, but the house is voting you to go home. And Rubina's like, what? Huh? Like, how? And Brooklyn's like, I'm so sorry, like, I really wish it could be different, but there's not really much we can do, I'm really sorry. And I think this was the worst move possible for Brooklyn, because she did not know a blindside was coming, and therefore she's now cooked her game. Absolutely cooked it. And it's burnt. Like, she's done. Bridges have been destroyed with people in this house, and now she realizes that the only people that she can trust are Cam, Chelsea, and to an extent, Quinn. That is about it. There's not really much else that she can do, because everybody else in the house realizes what a snake she is, because she was a part of the, what was it, the 5 Points Alliance with a Z, and she snaked Rubina. Clearly, that was not the alliance that she was most tightly united with. The Pentagon was, and therefore she's shown her cards. She's shown that she cannot be trusted in this house. So sadly, I think Brooklyn's going to be a little bit of a target this week, if not the target. So I found it very interesting that that whole saga was going on whilst the deliberations were happening. I think this is what Julie's been trying to get the group to do for the last couple of weeks, when they've been like, oh, make sure you go and like campaign for your life in this game, and they've just kind of been like, nah, because there's always been like a unanimous or mostly unanimous vote, whereas now this was a pretty split vote. 6-3, it's not massively split, but it's enough of a split for there to be some sort of like, ooh, yeah, that was a little bit close, I won't lie. So obviously, post Cedric's eviction, the Pentagon are scrambling. They don't know what's just happened. There's been some hilarious memes of Brooklyn's face. I've got them saved on my phone now, just in case I need a reaction gif or a reaction picture for Twitter. Honestly, hilarious. But they go into the bedroom, and obviously when Quinn comes in, they spot Leah outside and kind of slam the door in her face, and she's like, rah, okay, I guess that's happening, sure. I thought it was a little bit childish, and I'm not gonna lie, they aren't exactly making themselves look good in front of the other house guests. And this is my issue when it comes down to like an alliance like this. If my alliance had just been A, blown up like it had been, and B, I was now in the minority of the house, best believe I'm kissing ass. Best believe I am ditching those guys, trying to cook something up with the people who are on the other side of the house. Use me as a pawn, and I will not obviously on the block, but like, I will be your spy, and I will pledge my allegiance to you. I will do whatever it takes to stay in this game. I don't care. So that's what I feel like they should be doing right now. But instead, they're doubling down and they're being like, nah, we're not allowing you in the room. Granted, that was literally after Cedric had left, but still, it's not a great look at the end of the day. So, just before we finish up and we head on to the HOH competition, which was the wall, I'm very excited to talk about that. I just thought I'd mention a conversation between Tikor and Chemo. We saw a little bit of it when we eavesdropped on the house after the eviction. But we got to see it in its full glory. It was such a powerful moment because Tikor was speaking to Chemo and she was going, yeah, so Brooklyn came up to me before the eviction and said, if we don't get rid of Rubina, we're screwed. And I was sitting there and I was thinking, actually, I'm not. She is. I was like, wow, that is poetry right there. You can't make that stuff up. That is wonderful. So, so good. I genuinely, big 10 out of 10. I did not expect that to happen. So, big applause. Big, big, big applause. But then, equally, Quinn came in and wanted to know, like, what's going on? Because you guys just blindsided me. Was I not let in on the blindside because I couldn't vote? Or was I not let in because you guys don't trust me anymore? And they were like, can't tell you. and then Brooklyn came in and was like, not happy, not happy. And then in her confessional, she was like, I don't get mad, I just get even. And I was like, another cold ass line. That was amazing. Really, really dishing out the good lines in this episode. I was impressed. Guys, it was so good. But yeah, honestly, very, very good episode so far. And now we're heading into the HOH competition. Who's going to win HOH? So obviously, the HOH competition was the wall. We all know the wall. The wall is iconic. Last season, it was won by Jared. The season before, it was won by Taylor. So I feel like it was very, very likely that somebody strong was going to win this. Taylor surprised me in her season. Jared did not surprise me in his season. I felt like he was going to win it. And he also needed to win that week. Otherwise, he was gone. But on the whole, I actually really liked this competition. It actually surprised me how some people held on for as long as they did. Obviously, the first two people out, Angela and Chemo. Angela lasted 3 minutes and 8 seconds. And Chemo lasted almost 5 minutes. He was 2 seconds shy of that. But also, I got to rate them, because they got out of the game before anyone was splattered with goo. Any of the nasty things happened. And as much as they might be have-nots for the week, they kind of slayed a little bit because they didn't get dirty and messy. So, big props. And the thing is that they are in a very, very good position with the majority of the house, so that if any of their allies win, they're not going to be the ones going up on the block. Somehow, Angela has managed to finesse her way from the bottom of the house to actually somewhat of a power position. I think her HOH win last week was kind of integral to that, but she kind of slayed, I won't lie. She's kind of slaying this competition. I'd love to see her win this. How iconic would it be if she did win this? Anyway, back to the wall. Joseph lasted 7 minutes and 15 seconds. He kind of gave up. He was like, this isn't worth it. Leah lasted 8 minutes and 25 seconds. Chelsea lasted just 5 seconds longer at 8 minutes 30. Tikor lasted a very impressive 14 minutes and 47 seconds. Longer than I would have lasted. Mackenzie and Brooklyn both lasted 18 minutes. They dropped within a second of each other. And then Rubina lasted 22 minutes and 37 seconds. Honestly, I was kind of surprised that the top three was Tucker, Cam, and Quinn. Tucker and Cam less so, but Quinn being up there kind of slayed it, I won't lie. I think sheer determination was cooking his progress in this competition, because he was like, I have to win, otherwise I'm out. I have to win, otherwise I'm out. And I was like, do you know what? Fair enough. It's progressing him well through this game, so gotta give him props where props are due. But sadly, Cam did fall at the 28 minutes and 56 second mark, and then Quinn fell at 31 minutes and 45 seconds, meaning Tucker is the new head of household. And honestly, As Rubina said afterwards, Karma's a bitch. It's great. I love it. Not only have the Pentagon been in charge for 3 weeks, but it's finally time for the tanks to take control. And I am so excited to see that happen. So, after the competition, Quinn kind of just sat there looking depressed as fuck. And I was like, oh god, this poor guy. This poor guy. It's a similar thing to what happened last week, or not last week, last season with Cam, where I started off liking him, and then it got to like week 3, and I was like, ugh, I don't really like him. And then he won the pressure cooker challenge, and I was like, don't like him, don't like him. And then I don't know what happened. I think it was around about the time that Jared engineered his whole like week to get Cameron out, and then Cameron didn't end up going out, that I was like, oh, actually, I'm kind of rooting for Cameron now. I do kind of want Cameron to stay because he became the underdog. And as I say, in this competition, I do love an underdog. That's why I'm rooting for Angela. I'm rooting for Tucker just because I think he's so entertaining and he fucks shit up and it's so fun to watch. But I'm actually kind of wanting Quinn to stay around a little bit longer. I would be sad if he went this week, I think. Because I think as much as he's like the villain of the series, he's applying so much, like, in so many interesting moments this season have happened because of him. Like, there's no way that we would have gotten the mess that was last week if Quinn was not in the game. If Quinn had been sent home the week before when Kenny was still in the competition, we wouldn't have got the mess that was last week. And I feel like last week would have just been oh, we're going to try and get Kenny out again. So I'm glad that we got rid of Kenny and then we got to have Quinn's messy HOH week, because it's making this week so much more entertaining. Seeing him play on the back foot when he's been so good all along at being like at the forefront of everybody's games. Now it's going to be interesting how he plays it. I think he actually could turn his game around and make it a decently far in the competition. But I do think that in the same way that Cam was a big threat to everyone and nobody really wanted him in the game, I feel like that's how Quinn's going to be. He's going to skirt by a little bit because there's going to be other targets, but eventually it's going to catch up to him. So I want to talk about the alliance that is the tanks, because Tucker said something along the lines of like, I think we've got the most well-rounded alliance in the game. And I was like, actually, that is factual. Out of the 3 modern series that I've watched, like this one, 25 and 24, this is the best alliance that I've seen in terms of variety of players. We've got Tikor and Chemo, who are just blending into the wall, pulling the strings. We've got Tucker, comp beast. We have Rubina, who is just nice and has a good social connection with most of the people in the house. We then have Angela, who is a crazy, crazy woman, but somehow against all odds does well at the HOH competitions and also has managed to survive the block now twice, which is crazy. So honestly, I think this is a very, very unique and interesting group. There's all different, like, age ranges and just like different people that I wouldn't necessarily have been like, oh yeah, that's a group. And then they decided to invite Joseph in and form 6th Avenue, which again, I found very, very interesting. This is a very interesting group of people. Joseph, actually, I don't think, this is a little bit of a side tangent, I don't think there's anybody in this game that's playing poorly currently. Apart from Cam. Cam, why are you here? Like, in the nicest way possible, why are you here? You're doing nothing. You're adding nothing to this series. Let's hope he goes home this week. But anyway, moving on. I don't know. I just feel like everybody's playing a very, very interesting game. Some of them, like Leah, is playing very, like, casually and just observing things, and she's been a topic of conversation as to who to put up every single week so far, but she's never hit the block, which is very, very interesting, like powerful even, I think. Then you've got Joseph, who is just the ultimate chameleon. He will infiltrate a group, say exactly what needs to be said in that group, go to another group, say exactly what needs to be said in that group, and neither group can say anything to each other because obviously big alliances. And he's actually doing very well playing both sides of the house. Obviously, it is going to crumble at some point and he is going to get found out. But currently, being in this alliance is actually a very, very good position for him. So, I think he's doing pretty well. So, nominations. Let's talk nominations. So, the 3 people that he has put up for nominations are Quinn, Cam, Brooklyn. Chelsea managed to escape. But here is my feeling on this. Obviously, he has spoken to Quinn and been like, you are not the pawn, but I'm going to publicly say that you're the target. Oh no, you are the pawn, but I'm going to publicly say that you're the target. And Quinn was like, right, I don't believe you, but sure. And then he's put Brooklyn up because Brooklyn is his target. But he's saying to everyone that Quinn's his target. So I really, really have a feeling that if Tucker ended up winning the veto, he's going to fuck shit up and he's going to put Quinn off the block. He's going to pull him off and he's going to be like, yo, Chelsea, get on there. And then one of Chelsea, Cameron, and Brooklyn is going home this week, which is wild. Imagine the power move of being the HOH and pulling Quinn, your mortal enemy, off of the block. This bro is playing next level gaming if he does that. If he actually does that, that would be crazy. But I gotta say, I think this is an interesting block. Weed out the Pentagon. I think the issue is, I think it would be disappointing if next week it was another Pentagon member that was going up on the block to be evicted. I think it needs to vary a little bit. Let's target somebody else next week. But then again, when we're down to 6 players, no, we're down to 12 players, and 6 of them are in an alliance, and then you've got the other, 6. There actually isn't a lot of room to maneuver. Damn, actually, now I'm thinking about this could get really, really techie, but it is what it is. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed my thoughts and feelings on last night's episode. The schedule for this week is a little bit dodgy. You're going to get the veto on Thursday, and then you're going to have to wait until Monday for the eviction episode. I'm really sorry, I'm away this weekend, and I leave Friday morning, so I won't have time to record, edit, and upload a video on Friday. But next week, Monday, you will have the episode on the eviction, and then on Thursday, you will have the Sunday and Wednesday episodes combined into one episode. It might be a little bit longer, but we'll work it out. So, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed, and make sure to keep on ranting, and I'll see you guys later. Bye now.